Robot. Hey, Zeke, get him on. Tell him we back for what? We're going to run one real quick. Hey, Zeke, we're going to run one, man. Get him on. This is Enlil takes over the gold operation. We back for another one, for another installment. This is part 8. Part 7, I think. Yeah, part 7. Get him in. You don't want to miss this one. This is about to get good. This is about to get good, y'all. Enlil come down and take over the gold operation. Oh, yeah. Let's get that up there. Let's get Enlil up there. Get him on up there. Get him on up there. Y'all get him in here. We finna crack heads and twist caps. The saga continues. The saga continues, y'all. All right. I gotta get out of this and get back in there. Hey, Rob, if you're coming into the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the page, hit the bell. You don't want to miss this one. We're about to talk to you greasy. You think you doing something new, ain't nothing new under the sun. The Anunnaki's been doing it, man. You think you balling out of control? They already was balling out of control. These boys were rocking bus downs and cell phones and yachts and private jets. Already, man. We're about to break all that down for you right here, man. Enlil come down and set up his pad. You know what I'm saying? This dude right here, man, I'm telling you. He mad because he ain't smarter than his brother. Inky. Hold on, let me get that thumbnail and everything loaded up for you, man. Get him in here, load him in here. Robot boys in the building, man. Right, get him in here. Yo. Okay. Gonna make sure I switch to that laptop, but hold on, we gotta make sure the thumbnail's straight. Hey, we about to take off, man. Y'all, we got part 1 through 6 already out. If you hadn't checked those joints out, be sure to go check them out after we drop this one. This is part 7. Enlil takes over the gold operation. This was about to get good. This is about to be a thrill and a chill, baby. You don't want to miss this one. Let me get that switched over to that laptop for you so we can get them. And like I say, we got several references, man. We got several references for this. Okay, let's see. Let's get switched to that laptop. Robot, if you're coming into the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. This is about to get good. I hope you got your pop. Hey, you better get your popcorn, your bottled waters, whatever you got. Get set up, man. Y'all get set up. What? What is going on with this? Okay, got it. All right, let's see. Can I switch up to this laptop, man? I'm trying to see what's going on. Robot, if you're in the building. Oh, yeah. Show invitation. Up and coming. Why is it doing it? Yo, can you hear me? In the chat, can y'all hear me? I'm trying to see what's going on here. Hold on just a second. We're having a couple of technical difficulties. Oh, shit.
Oh, there we go. Man, I don't know what's going on with this. Hold on, let me make sure I got the thumb chat pulled up. Yo, am I still live? They trying to. Hey, man, we gonna get up in here. Hold up, man. Okay, there they go. Okay, all right, there we go. Shout out Soul Source for the super chat, right? Okay, yeah, now we ready. Hey, y'all, we ready. This is about to get good. Hey, y'all, people about to get their eyes open up for what really was going down. You think you know? Like I said, we ain't just talking out the side, man. We got plenty references. We're gonna be showing our references probably on the last tape. This really like a book chapter we're going that I'm putting together, chapter by chapter, right? So you want to show us some love, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We also still got the 8 books by the Young Elder in PDF form. We'll screen straight to your email address for $45 donation to the Cash App or PayPal, right? Also, if you just want to show us some love, for the T class, you can send us a donation, $1, $5, $10, whatever you got, right? So we're about to take off, man. The saga continues. Now you about to get ready to get into the juice, the meat of this thing. When Enlil comes and he started cracking the whip on the Anunnakis in the caves, working in the mines. All right, hold on. Let me get to the part where we left off at. Okay, Enlil comes to Earth. We talked about the battle. Matter of fact, we're gonna just start right here. And then we'll just work our way up, okay? We'll start right here, we'll work our way up. All right, so when Enlil came, hey, y'all, this is about to get good, man. Hit that like, man. We told you the part on last one tape. We're just gonna do a recap, and then we'll go into this part. So Enlil saw the gold operation going good on Key. Inky's running the gold operation now, and it's going good. More gold than they can handle was coming. He wanted a part in it because he didn't want Inky to outshine him. So he begged his dad to let him go to Keys. And eventually, when he played like he was just going to check on the operation, but when he got there, he started crying like a baby and wanted to take over. So he ended up getting his way. When he came, the first thing he did is he took over Eridu, which was what Inky set up, and then he go to the city forest, set up him a house, pad or a ziggurat right here, and then he set up a landing pad right here, just in Lebanon, what you call in Lebanon today. Set up him a landing pad so they can land airplanes and helicopters and cargo planes. They had all it. Anunnakis had all it, right? This was one of his main pads, which is where he kept the tablets of destiny, right? These are like the first style, like type pyramid type buildings, but they really were ziggurats, and they had another name for them, which means like a mountain house, right? And nipples, right? Now, I got a couple books on this. Okay, so this girl right here is Sud, who became Enlil. She was the daughter of Nizbak, which is the daughter of Anu, and the daughter of Halah. This is Halah's daughter that Enlil married. So you got to figure out how the twist come in. Now she was bathing with her clothes off in the river, and come to find out from what Zachariah Stitchin said in the book. I got all 12 books by Zachariah Stitchin, but in the one Pacific book, he goes in on I think that's the 12th planet, where he said that they set Enlil up on he really got set up on this because the girl's daughter wanted her Enlil to get with her, so she could get her tied back into the bloodline and tie back into the royal family, right? So she said she told Zachariah Stitchin said that her mother told her that she knew that Enlil was gonna walk by that river during that time, and she told her to go out there and get Nikki, right? So Enlil can see her. And then Enlil got his Hanuel to retrieve her and bring him to his spot or his boat or whatever. And he got her drunk, and then he took advantage of her. She ended up getting pregnant. One storyline, Zachariah Stitcher actually get like 3 storylines on this, the part that happens after this. One storyline, he said that the 7 judges got mad at Enlil and they banished him to the underworld. Then another storyline said that Enlil got away with it, and the chick tried to run to the underworld, and Enlil sent people after her to bring her back. Then he ended up marrying her. So he got like 2 different storylines, but we know that Zachariah Stitcher said he know for sure the storyline is that he took advantage of her, and he got a baby by her named Nanar Sin, who was really the spirit of Nino Brown. You know, Nino technology, nanotechnology. It's all connected. We're gonna bring it all together for you, right? So Nanar Sin, he became ruler over Ur Chaldea. He was the first son born to Enlil on Earth, right? He already had another son named Ninurtu, who was born on Nibiru, right? And Ninurtu actually was telling people his name was Murdoch, right? So because they was trying to cause confusion because they was at a war with Enki and his people, right? Enki and his family. So Nanar used to be out here on his little floaters getting fed grapes by girls, you know what I'm saying, with no clothes on. Nanar, like Nino Brown on the movie. You think they got that from? You think they made all that up? You think they made all that up, man? They got that already out the mental reservoir. Nanar was already the real Nino Brown back in the day, moving it. He was moving it. I'm about to get into that. What happened? They go over like a little pain to Nanar, right? We already went over most of it. We're just doing you a recap, right? Nanar had plenty of women, and he had women from different species, right? It's just all of this women lining up to, line up to him, right? This Nanar, one of Nanar pads, like these were their mansions. These were these Anunnaki mansions. They call them ziggurats, or they mansions, they cribs, they pads. They had the landing pad on the top for the helicopters and everything, right? Enki also had 2 more daughters, one named Namud. Well, this is Nash. Nash is that was the firstborn, and then Namud, who was named after her grandmother, Enki's mother. Both his daughters, they worked with Mother Ninti at the nursing center that they had set up for the Anunnaki that were getting hurt. Ninurtu, Enlil put Ninurtu over Bad Tyria, where they had a melting refinery where they were turning the gold into powder form in order to spread it into the atmosphere of Nibiru and into the atmosphere of Rizq. He also had his pad set up down there in Lagash, right? We already went over this. Ninurtu, this is Enlil's son, Ninurtu by Mother Ninti. Ninurtu also had a variety of whips. He had a couple joints. He had a couple hot joints. Ninurtu had a couple whips. It is ziggurats. He had the UFO joint, right? The magnetic gravity energy joint. Then he had the Blackbird, the Black Hawk, right? Well, he could drop the nuke because he had nuclear weapons. And he had a helicopter, which they refer to as a whirlwind, or Stormbird, because it had Ninurtu's had bombs on it. He had like missiles on his helicopter, Ninurtu. All right, we just running quick. This right here, we already went over most of all these. So just get to the part where we left off. Murdoch set up Babylon, where he had set up a laboratory where he was working on high level technology. One of them was the Stargate, and another one was the sarcophagus to be able to heal the avatars that they was in. Also, we already went over this part. Enlil had another son named Adad. Baal was his title. Adonis, which was a title, right? By Enlil. So Baal and Nanar were grandsons of Halah, and they were Enlil's sons. So keep that in mind. Where the Willow's Peak come in at. That's where the Willow's Peak come in at, right? Right. Watch this. So the Anunnakis were coming. They were being sent, fresh groups of them in these shams. These are the crown-shaped ships that come off of New. Really, 18 of them they got the credit. Let me go back. Okay, so on Nubaru, on this mission, there were 2,880 of them. Then they got another, they had another 11 warships. So they call them sky chariots or celestial chariots. They were huge, long ships that could have been between 200 and 1,000 miles long. And then they said, like Zachariah Stitcher said, that 18 of these ships can fit in that one warship. So when they used to come in the big ship, the mother, like not the mothership Nubaru stay parked behind the sun. They leave in these sky chariots, these big old other huge motherships. They hover above Earth, and then these come out of the other mothership. These 18 of these come out with 50 passengers and land with these Anunnakis to work the mines. It was the Anunnakis working the mines at first, right? All right, so some of the mines, how they were looking, these gold mines. And they wasn't just doing gold. Gold was just the main top source they needed, but they were doing diamonds and rubies and other all kind of minerals. More the salt, limestone, because they needed limestone for their breathing machine on their ship. You say you Nanar, right? All right, yeah, you Nanar, right? Watch this. You want to be Nanar? Nanar was doing it, man, back in the day. Okay, all right, this is all the mining they was doing, building underground stuff and stuff. The miners had a dude that was over them, over the lower class. There was the diggers, and keep in mind these people had left their families, some on Risk, some on Nubaru, some in the Pleiades, Orion, Arcturus star system, and they came here to get the gold to save Risk and save Nubaru. So they refer to these people as heroes. The heroes, right? They were heroes because they risked their life to come to a new planet and leave their families behind to be diggers, to be slaves or whatever, pretty much. So they digged out canals. We already went over this part. I'm just going to speed past this. Boom. They had a dude that was over the canals. We already went over that part. Let me get to the part. We already went over the part where they set up Enlil. I mean, they set up the dude Anzu over the criminals that got flushed out of Nubaru to Mars. They were called the 300 Gigis, and there was different species of them. We already went over that on part 6. Let me go get to the part where we at now. Okay, hold up. Let me get to the part where we at. All right, went over that part. Boom, 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 boom. We right here. This is where we at right here. All right. Enki also has another wife, right? Named Ninga Kuga. I think I'm saying her name right. But she birthed this right here lady is Ningil, who is Isis and their mother, Isis and Utu's mother. So Enki's daughter marries Nanar. Hold on, let me show you. Enki's daughter gonna end up marrying Nanar or Ningil. Hold up, I'm gonna show you that. But okay, so what happens is when Enlil get here, he's instead of them working half day shifts and then getting off and rest, and then the other half come in for the graveyard shift. Enlil made them work all day round. Like say, because one day to the Anunnakis, because they came off of Riz, was 30 days, right? One day was 30 days. So he'll make them work 30 days, the whole day straight, and they really had no time to rest. He increased their work hours to where they were working hard, and it was more harder than when Enki was in control, right? So he wanted their back broke. Enlil wanted their back broke in the mine. He wanted them busting their butt because he had to prove to his father that he can produce more gold than Enki was producing. That was the whole game. So the miners started complaining. The miners started complaining. Keep in mind, the Anunnakis had cell phones. This is what they look like right here at the bottom. The Anunnakis had cell phones. So the Lord, the dude that was the leader of the lower class, he called Ninurtu up on a cell phone, right? He got a cell phone. They had cell phones back then. He called him up. Hey, Ninurtu, man. Yo, bruh, it's like, it's going down up at the mines, man. Everybody complaining. They saying that your father, the work hours, we ain't getting no rest. We really want to go home and see our families. Man, you got to talk to them or else because we about to get mad, right? So Enlil, Ninurtu calls up Enlil. Hey, Enlil, and Enlil really don't answer. He didn't really answer his phone. He had a dude that answered the phone for him. Hanuel was the dude that answered the phone, then passed it to Enlil. So Hanuel would answer, Hanuel or Gibrael in the Quran, right? For Gabriel for you Bible people, Gibrael for you Quran people, Hanuel for you people who know his galactical name, right? Would answer the phone for Enlil because he was his messenger or his secretary, like, right? So Ninurtu called his dad, hey, yo, Pops. The Kyle just called me and he said that the miners down there tripping. So man, what you want to do? Cause they starting like getting angry and stuff, right? He would say like, all right, hold on, let me call you back. Let me call Nanar. And keep in mind, they had all this different technology. Enlil also had a tablet like this, which he referred to as the tablets of destiny, where he could control satellite laser weapons, right? He could control satellite laser weapons, right? And they had the Black Knight satellite. This would so like look, so with this laser weapon right here, they call it like the humans thought it was like they got struck by lightning or something when Enlil was zapping them. Like Enlil can zoom in and hear you talking, right? And hear you talking about him, and then boom, he'll zap you with, you think God zapped you from a satellite because the humans didn't even know nothing about this technology back then. So they're thinking that God just zapped them, God was mad at them and just zapped their house or something from this satellite, right? With this laser weapon that he controlled from this pad, right? And Billy Carson already came out. My brother Billy Carson already came out and did they did a whole conference on it. The Black Knight satellite, beyond the signal. That Black Knight satellite was controlled by that pad that Enlil carried around. He called it the Tablets of Destiny, and it controls several other things. He could actually beam a message back to Nubaru using that tablet. He could control all of the cameras and equipment that they had set up with the supercomputer. They got a supercomputer set up in the center of the earth. It was connected to that, where it can rotate the axis of the earth, all kind of stuff that they can do, right? Later on, when they got control of that, but that Black is connected to that satellite that Billy Carson be talking about. This Black Knight satellite, and that Black Knight satellite. Let me explain about this Black Knight satellite. This Black Knight satellite is more advanced than the satellites that the humans putting up there. This Black Knight satellite is actually a living organism. It's alive. It's actually like a robotic artificial intelligent type being, like kind of like the future that Mother Sophia talk about. Mother Sophia Stewart talk about with the robots. You know how the machines take over. This type of black satellite is. It can lead there and go to Mars, go to Saturn. It can go all through our solar system and monitor the different planets, right? It also can leave and go to another galaxy if it wants, because it's built with artificial intelligence. It learns as it go, as it collects data on the humans. It learns as it go, and it beams it back to Nubaru and to that tablet that of destiny that Enlil got. So this satellite is actually a living being, like artificial intelligence, like robot type being that's collecting data on humans, and it's really to monitor to make sure we don't get to past what they want to see, right? Remember I said on that song, Big Mama's Babies is Back. I say the boys got satellites, they trying to evolve us, really on the low end, they're trying to dissolve us. Because they ain't slow, we ain't riding the small bus. That's facts. That's what I'm talking about right here, this black satellite. Also, them boys was already rocking bust downs, advanced bust downs. You boys ain't doing nothing new when you rocking the bust down. Minera 2, Inky, Enlil, all of them had bust downs. All of them had high dollar bust down, man, $200,000-$300,000 bust downs. Especially Minera 2. Minera 2 stayed with a different bust down. I'm finna show you that. Minera 2 and them had bust downs, man. This is what they look like right here. And this thing right here was more advanced than your watch. It told time just like yours, because once Inky went to the moon and did the 12 chart calendar, the Dendoria calendar and the Mayan calendar really is the same calendar. Inky made their calendar when he went to the moon with Murdoch. And that's when they came back and designed these clocks or these watches where they could, with the 12 dials on it. But this right here was more advanced, because it was like more like the watches you got now, the iPhone watch. It was like kind of like that too, where it was connected to the like they ship, where they could call their ship down, and they can they can do something on this watch where they could be invisible, right? Where they can speed up their vibration. So they been wearing the bust downs, man. You ain't doing nothing new when you wearing the bust down, man. Inky and them had the bust down. Look, there go another. He got the bust down on right there. The bust down. And notice he got it on the right, on the same hand, the left hand, where all y'all watches today on the left hand. You don't know why people wear their watch on the left hand. Some things might do it different and wear it on the right, but most people wear it on the left. Why? Because the Anunnaki's been doing it. All right, here's another picture of the watch, right? All right, here go another picture of what it would look like right here. Like a hot dog, like a sophisticated advanced bracelet, right? So them boys been rocking bust downs. You ain't doing nothing new. Them boys rocking bust downs before humans was even created. Before humans was even created, them boys is already rocking bust downs, man. You know what I'm saying? Inky, Nerd 2, all of them. Enlil, yeah. Bust downs, right? I'm telling you, man, I ain't got to make it up. I just showed you on the wall. So you can say, oh, the Anunnakis wasn't wearing this or that. Well, shit, we see otherwise on the wall. They like they was wearing bust downs to me. Like they were wearing some kind of bust down watch to me, man. Right? Check this out. Hold on. All right, Niner 2. This is Niner 2. Look at around his neck. Look at his neck. Them jewels around his neck. Them rubies, diamonds, and jewels. Then he got a charm on it right here. You look. Then he got a charm on it. Then he got the bust down. Right. This is in there too. And they put him with an eagle's helmet because they had these space helmets they made out of eagles and different animals. Right. Also, they looked at him as a warrior. Ninurtu as a warrior. So that's why they put him in with the hawk head. Right. But look at the neck, though. Look at the neck. His neck busting. His neck busting. That boy got the jewel. That boy got the charm. Like he got something on his charm right there. That boy got the jewels all around his neck, man. You talk about they wasn't wearing, man, come on. We got it right here. They wasn't wearing what? Them boys wearing bust down, big boy stuff. Them boys wearing big boy diamonds. Big boy diamonds. Hey. Then there are two wearing big boy diamonds, man. Look at how big them rubies is around their neck. Then that charm got to be like a straight piece, kind of like what you see right here, right? We just got to show you, man. We ain't making none of this up. Yeah, ancient ice. Them boys been rocking jewels, been rocking big boy bust downs and big boy Cuban links, all it. I'm gonna show you. I can show you a couple more niggas with that. And Anunnakis got Cuban links on, Inky people. Cause they really was wearing like diamonds and jewels before they came down. Then Inky started wearing the gold because they weren't really wearing the gold at first, like Malachi said, like Baba said, right? But they were wearing the bust down watch and the bust down chain. That boy chain by like $2 million right there, man. That boy got a $2 million chain up. I'll tell you, and then there too. Watch. So So when Ninurtu called Enlil and told him what the miner was doing, Enlil called Mother Ninti. And he said, "Hey, sis." He buttered her up. He buttered her up while he was on the phone, right? And then he told her, "Hey, you still got that beer? That beer that you because Mother Ninti and them was making beer in her city. They were making all different types of wine and beer in her city. So he called her up. He said, "Hey, you got that beer and that wine?" She said, "Yeah, what about it?" She said, "I need you to deliver a couple cases down to the mine so they can calm down, so they can have something to drink." And so she was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna get my guys to deliver the beer down to the mine. Well, I'm gonna get them." She said she's gonna get them to take it to Nanar, and then Nanar supposed to take it down to the mines, to the beer, the beer to them. Right. He also he said, "All right, Ninti, let me call you back." He called. Keep in mind, they had a Mother Ninti and Adad had a beer factory. The Anunnakis were already making beer, right, and wine and things. They had a beer factory in Mother Ninti, right? That's like what it would look like. They were like they had a distillery and all that in back then, before the humans was even created. The Anunnakis were doing distillery and doing wine and beer and all that, right? So Mother Ninti had the beer delivered, the cases of beer delivered to Nanar, right? So Enlil called Nanar, right? Why he called Nanar? Hey, Nanar. Hey, yo, Nanar, like, "Oh, yo, who is this? Hey, nigga, this your dad. This your pops. This Enlil. Oh, what's up, pops?" He said, "Hey, man, you got that brown stuff that we talked about together? That brown stuff, we gotta say it like this. That stuff, that brown stuff, that doogie, right? That's what Bumpy Johnson called it. You got that stuff together for me?" He's like, yeah, I got it already packaged up and stamped up for you and everything. It's ready to go." He was like, "Oh yeah, Pop, I got something to tell you. I got a baby." He said, "But it ain't by," and he's about to get ready to tell him. And he said, "Don't." Enlil said, "Don't tell me. Don't tell me. If it ain't by Ningil, I don't want to hear it, because it ain't gonna be a rightful heir to me." Because he had to have a baby by Ningil in order for it to be a rightful heir to Enlil. So he said, "Don't tell me." But he was finna get ready to tell him about his daughter, a daughter that he had made with a mixed species, right? That were half reptilian, because the reptilian women were here, the Dragonians, and these Anunnakis were coming down, and they were mixing in with these reptilian women, and they were producing kids, and the reptilian women loved these Anunnaki men, right? They loved when Enlil came down and brought these Anunnaki men, right? So he had made a baby with a half reptilian chick, about to bring that out, right? But so he said, but Enlil said he didn't want to hear it if it wasn't from Ningir. But he just said, "Make sure you got that brown stuff, and I want you," and then Mother Ninti about to deliver you a beer, cases of beer. And I want you to take that cases of beer and that brown stuff, and I want you to do exactly what I told you, and show them, take the needles and show them how to use it, right? Show them how to use it, because he was gonna put them on the brown stuff. You know what the brown stuff do? It keep them docile. It makes them forget it. They pain go away. They sorrows about going home back to their family that was in the Plates. Their family that was in Arcturus he was sending drugs to them to the miners. And right now to this day, they doing the very same thing. It's drug abuse amongst miners, because they way down. You got to be on some type of stuff to be down, way down, 2 miles deep underground for days, and sleeping underground and all this underground. So the Enlil was the first one that started, him and Nino, right? Nano are seeing that brown stuff. He told him, take that brown stuff and that beer down to the miners. And he said, "All right, Pops, I got you." Right? He hung up the phone. But he was about to tell him that he had got a daughter named Mariska Gale. Right? Because we was thinking that Mariska Gale's mother was married to Anu, but all the other Baba didn't really say that in the Holy Tablets, because we thought we had seen that, because the reason why we thought that is because Mariska Gale had sent her messenger up to Anu, and she was saying, "Go tell my father." So we thought that she was saying that she was Anu's daughter, but she really is Nanar's daughter. Aristotle is Nanar's daughter, Ishtar's sister, half sister, her older half sister. So he said they want to hear about Aristotle if she wasn't from Ningir, right? His other wife, his rightful heir wife, right? But eventually they ended up giving Aristotle the keys to the underworld, and she became the queen of the underworld, right? And she had her own messenger, right? Named Nimtar, right? Aristogale's messenger. He gonna come in later, right? Because Enlil used him later. He gonna come up later, right? Nimtar. I think this is how you say his name. He was her messenger. Right, so that brown stuff, you know, the Anunnaki is already. I show you we can't say what we got together. We can't say because we got to keep it clean. But you know that brown stuff come from this plant that the Anunnaki was already messing with. That brown stuff. You remember that, right? Right? They showing you right here. They got the buzz down on. They moving it right there. They playing with it right there. Right? With the buzz down on. So now put it together. They powder formed it, got it down to the mine so they could go and start getting them on it. To keep them docile. Also, Mother Ninti was doing experiments with the plant, and she was making medicines like you know, the ones they give you for back pain and all that, right? We can't say the names of it because you know we don't want to get flagged or nothing. So we got to keep it clean. Here's in there too. Look at the Jews that boy busted. Look it up. We just showed you the Jews. Look at up Jews that boy busted, man. That boy got the charm and everything. The bust down. Hold up. So look at Nanar, look at Nino, man. Nino and Nanar. Where you think they got that from? Where you think they got Nino? And he had his haircut just like this. He just had a what they call a booty in the back where his hair came down longer, but the front part of his hair was just like this with the high top. And he had the Willow's Peak just like Nanar looked just like Nino Brown. Wesley Snipes looked just like him. Black, dark, just like this dude. And then he had a loop in his ear just like that, but he had his in the right. He had his in the right side. And he used to have he had a nose ring as well in the right side. Because Enlil's people had one in the right. Right? So he looked just like Nino Brown. Nino, Nanar, nanotechnology. Them boys were moving that stuff. Right? So he ended up, he said he had a lab right here. This is the lab right here that they was mixing it up in Aura. And they was taking it to the mines to keep them under control, to the mines. Right, here's a picture of them with it right here. We can't say we gotta say it a certain way, man. Right? Then we gotta say it a certain way. That Browns, even Anu was messing with that joint. Even Anu knew what that joint was about. He got it in his hand right here. Right? Anu had it in his hand. Right? Right? Here they go right here again with it right here. They taking it to get the process. Get it processed, man. You can't make this up, man. Here they go right here. They getting the process. One of the queens processing it. Here you go right here. He doing something with it right here. Doing the Anunnaki, doing something with the plant right there. They also had, okay, actually, our Nana had this at her house when all the guys came. We're about to get to our Nana in a minute. But this right here is the plant. You know what type of plant this is? It's the plant all y'all like right here. We can't say the name of it, but you know what it is. The 3-4 leaves on it. And them boys twisted it up, getting right. Right? They was already doing all that. The hookah that you do, the bomb, and Anunnakis already had one of them, bro. They already had the bomb. And actually, this right here was where they used to come to Ishtar house, and she had the hookah lounge. Ishtar had a hookah lounge at her house, where the Anunnakis come up in there and they would get right. They would get on, get right. She had all Ishtar had all this, Mary Jane. That's a good one. That's a good name for it. Yeah, that Mary Jane. Them boys already had that Mary Jane. right? Here they go right here. And look, they passing some. We can't say that they passing it. Hey man, let me get a hit bump of it. Right? Hold up. All right, so Nanar did just like his dad said. And he got his guys to deliver the cases of beer and the doogie down to the mines so they can go and get them boys high and get them boys drunk so they have the pain to go away and they'll forget about that, they'll keep working. Right? Now, over time, this worked for a while for Enlil until the side effects started kicking in when they weren't getting it to them fast enough. Right. And then this stuff made them lazy. Well, they weren't working as hard as they was before they started doing it. And this created your first drug addicts in the mines, or the Anunnaki became drug addicts, some of them. Right. This created your first drug addicts. Right. So one day the leader of the mines, the foreman, he called Nanar. Hey, Nanar, yo, my lord, hey, that stuff you brought down here, man. He said, the beer? No, not the beer, that brown stuff in the, stuff you told us to take, and it'll help us work hard. Well, now the miners, some of them out here throwing up and they sick because we don't got no more of it. And they started not to work. They just laying around. And he was like, yo, son, is making them do that. But they already knew a little bit about it, but they didn't know how. They just kept on pumping it to him and didn't know what the side effects is gonna be. So he's like, hold on, let me call you back. Let me call my dad real quick. Right? He called him up, called Nanar, right? He said, let me call my dad real quick. So he called up Enlil. Right? Hey, look, this right here, I ain't making none of this up, man. I'm gonna show you all. I got all the receipts. I got the whole collection of Zechariah stitching. I got the book. I got all of it, man. I'm gonna show you the receipts on the last tape, right? We're gonna show you all the books that we got all this stuff out of. So, man, we just put it together, man, based on the storyline. So he called his dad, hey, yo, Pops. Yo, you remember that stuff, that brown stuff you told me to deliver down to the mines? Well, now, since we ain't producing enough of it, the foreman said they getting sick off that stuff, man, and it's a lot of they ain't want to work it, and it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Enlil said, what? Why they ain't got it? He said, well, we can't produce it fast enough because they ain't taking it too fast. He said, all right, I got another plan. Let me call you back. Let me call your brother Ninurtu. So he calls Ninurtu up, right? Check this out. He calls Ninurtu up. He said, yo, Ninurtu, you busy? He's like, yeah, I'm kind of busy, man, with some young honeys right now. No, I'm kind of fly, you know what I'm saying, with some young honeys at the pad. What's up, Pops? Yo, you remember that stuff I told you to go set up over there in the Great Beyond? They called the Great Beyond is South America and over here where we at. From where they called it the Great Beyond. Right, in Peru. He told him, Enlil had told Ninurtu to go over to America and get that. It was a plant. He said that there was a plant that produce this white powder substance. We got to say it like this. It was a plant that produced a white powder substance that they was going to start manufacturing and give it to the mines to speed them back up. Because the brown stuff was slowing them down. So they wanted to speed them back up. So he sent Ninurtu in the yacht over there and start up a factory with some Anunnakis to start producing the from that plant, the white powder stuff. Right? Keep in mind, they had helicopters, yachts, submarines, airplanes, the HARP project right here. And this right here, the HARP project, this right here is an air defense. Because they Enlil had control to what they call air defense missiles. That way, if somebody tried to air defense laser weapons. That way, if somebody tried to launch a missile at him from his pad, he could see it. You remember on that movie Belly when the Jamaican dude, what his name was, Ox, Ox had like a pad that could control his house, his windows, lights. See, you could see cameras on it. Well, Enlil's tablet of destiny was just like that. But he also had control over anti-missile weapons. Where if somebody launched a missile at him, his missile would detect it and then shoot it down, right? Through the tablets of destiny, right? So they had all these crafts, but the yacht, they was using that to move the stuff. They also had they painted these crafts. These are some of the sky crafts, like the pictures of the sky crafts. Hold up. So then Ertu went over to South America right here. He sailed over to Peru and set up an organization right here where they were manufacturing the powder substance. And he was moving it through the yachts they had, right? So your first Peruvian connect is Ninurtu, Enlil's son. He the first Peruvian connect. And don't he look like a Peruvian? If you look at him, don't he look like the Peruvians? I'm telling you, man. You can't make stuff like this up. People think I'm making all this up, man. You can't make stuff like this up. Don't he look like a Peruvian? He the first, hey, Ninurtu is the first Peruvian connect. And so what did they do? In order to get the miners, because they were giving them the doogie at night to make them forget about stuff. And then they would give them the white stuff in the daytime to make them break back up and start working hard, right? And they was also giving them a thing that the guy referred to in the book as serpentine fire. We can't say what it, so if y'all, hey, serpentine fire, a lot of my alchemists know what that is. Now, what they were doing, it was not just like the people doing now, right? We can't say it. I gotta think of another name for it. The cream. They was mixing monatomic gold with theirs, and then Ertu and them was mixing monatomic gold with theirs to get to the miners, right? What they call it serpentine fire, and it'll make them work. It'll make them work 3-4 days straight, which would be like 90 days for them, because 3 days to an Anunnaki was 90 days. So they'll make them work 3-4 days straight. That is serpentine fire. And they were moving the white powder substance. We got to say it like that, man. We keeping it clean, YouTube. To all the miners. And this a route that then Ertu started to deliver the stuff. And then not only were they delivering this doogie and this white powder substance around the world to the miners, they was also delivering it to Mars for the 300 Agigis that was on Mars to keep them docile, and to the moon. They were delivering. Nanar was delivering it to the moon. So these boys, you just pushing it in your own little city. If you big like Big Meech in the United States, these boys were pushing this stuff galactical. They boys pushing galactical wide. Nanar was pushing to the moon and to Mars, and they would load some of it on Nubaru to where they was having parties on Nubaru using these different stuff. That's why you see Anu with it in his hand, right? And they were delivering it to other miners on other planets. They got, see, mining wasn't just going on Earth or Key. Mining is going on thousands of other planets where they were mining minerals. And they giving this same, some of this stuff they was giving to these same miners on other planets. They were delivering it from Earth to other places. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling the whole thing just like it is, man. Anu told me to tell the whole story, man. I don't leave nothing out. So we telling it just like it is. So he called, he said, hey, let me call you back, Nanar, too. He called Nanar back. All right, now Nanar called him. Because Nanar said, because Nanar was happy that he got to tell him that he had twins. He had twins. He had a daughter and a son. The oldest was Ishtar by Enlil, but he had another. They were twins, but the firstborn was by Enlil was Ishtar, and her brother name was Shemith or Utu, right? They go Ishtar. Now now we finna get greasy. Where we at now? Oh, we at 49. Hey, we're gonna try to run this part right here. We got about a couple minutes before we go to the next episode. But okay, all right, so that's where it get good at, right? Because Ishtar brings a whole nother ball game to the scene. Ishtar brings a whole nother thing to the scene. Hey, everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So Ishtar is born, right? They give her control eventually over this area. She eventually get everybody keys and take over the whole operation, and she becomes the last one standing over Earth, which is why that seat is at the Catholic Church, where the Pope sits under that big mama chair. That chair is Ishtar chair. She ended up getting that chair by a whole bunch. She did a whole bunch of stuff to get that chair. I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna go talk about Ishtar. But Arata, I think I'm saying that name right. They gave her this area. This area is like Turkey, the area of Turkey and this area, right? Like right here, you see Egypt right here, Sumer right here. They gave her this area right over Sumer, right? This was Ishtar land at first, right? She took over everybody land after, right? All right, Ishtar, keep in mind, Ishtar was fine and thick and had hips and breasts, and she was shaped like a Coke bottle. Like this girl up here, she was shaped just like this. Fine. I'm talking about bad, sexy. And Ishtar invented the heels. Ishtar invented high heels. So you women ain't, before humans was even born, high heels was invented by, and her favorite ones were these red pumps. She wore these red pumps a lot. I'm telling you, man. Red, that's why red pumps is so like it is in the world of freakiness. I gotta say it a certain way. Yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, show your brother some love on that Cash App, man. I'm about to crack heads and twitch caps. Never have it been made so clear. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. So you women out there thinking you looking sexy and all that, they come from Isis. She's the first one that started humans wearing tight clothes and putting on makeup. Well, not the makeup because the 200 fallen taught that, but she was the first one that started the pumps. I'm going to show you. Hold up. All right, if you look, and the sundresses. She wore sundresses a lot. Where show her curves off, like this dress right here. I know it all, man. I was like this, like it was yesterday. But if you see her, the pumps, she got on the pumps right here. She got on the pumps, right? You ever notice when you meet like a fine chick and she's single, she always got like a dog, like a little poodle or something. Isis started that. She was the first one that had the little poodle at her house. She had two of them. Actually, had twins. She had twin lions. It actually was a mixed species, where they had scorpion tails and sharp canine reptilian style teeth. These little baby lions that she had. She had miniature lions. Some miniature lions. Like you know how these little women be having the teacups and their little dogs at their house when you go over there. Well, Ishtar had the little dogs in her house. And she said, get you, make that little dog will get you and rip you and eat you in half. Them two dogs that she had. And she used to wear these sun tight fine looking. She was all fine like this and had the dresses on just like this, the sundress. You can look at it right here with the pumps. And she was fine and she knew how to walk. And she just had an attitude that I'm a bad chick. I'm the baddest chick, like Trina, right? That's how she was, her personality. She also was a dominatrix and she had all this stuff. She started the dominatrix. Ishtar started the dominatrix. She had the whips, the handcuffs, the ball and chain, all it at her crib. At her crib, she used to seduce dudes, and sometimes niggas ain't make it out. You ain't make it out of the Ishtar house of horror and pleasure. All right, so Ishtar set up the first brothel. She set up the first brothel. Her whole thing was, we got some that these men want, and we can take it. We can use that to take everything they got. We can use what we got to take everything they got, and we can become the rulers. We really run this because we got something they want, and we can dangle it on the screen and give it and take everything they got just for them to get it. So that was her whole type of game. So she had her pad set up, her ziggurat. And she went out and got her people and found the finest Anunnaki girls she could find and brought them back. And she trained them herself on how to be sexy with these pumps. They started wearing she started the Anunnaki girls wearing the tight skirts and short skirts and and all that. She started all that. And then eventually when the humans came along, she started getting human women, all the human women. She started, she said, she told her assistant, you got to go out and get the finest human women you can find. Thick, I want them thick and fine, and bring them back to me. And they became, and she set up her own secret order, her own secret sex order, where she trained these women to be able to take money and pretty much take everything from a dude. She wanted you to take everything from them. They house, they car, they hold their rights to their land, whatever they possessed. She trained her girls to have it in their possession after, before they gave them what they wanted, before they gave these men what they wanted, right? Ishtar. And so she had workout areas where she had her girls doing squats so she can make their booty big. She had them doing different things, different breast surgery and all that, reductions and all that, butt implants. She was already doing that, Ishtar. She didn't need them because she was natural. And some of the Anunnaki, they already were natural, thick, fine. The daughters of Isis, which she called her daughters of Isis. So the Eastern Star stuff, it started coming back from Ishtar setting up a secret order for these Anunnakis that worked in the mines and other Anunnakis to come and pretty much like a brothel, and they could come in, they could have drinks. These girls would dance for them like a strip club type thing was in here. She had the pole and everything. Isis had the pole and everything already up in there. And they was already scripting. They had drinks. They had a hookah lounge. They had rooms you can go to, retreat with the girls. And like I say, she had already had that all set up. Hey, man, I'm telling you, it's some women today where they take and then look, Isis thing was, I want you to take everything they got. So these men would come here out of the cave, out of the mines to work, and they have a couple of little gold on them from their pay, and they might even own a little house or a little shack or something where they had some land, a little farmland or something after they got off on work on the mines, and they would come here, and then by the time they leave out of here, they house. They quit whatever they own will belong to Ishtar, and they'll leave barely with their shoestrings tied. They'll barely leave with their shoestrings in their shoes once they leave this place. Isis had her girls trained where they take everything. Before you can get some of this moose shoe, you got what you got. You got I got a house and some land. Well, sign that over to me. Sign it over to me before I give you this. And then they'll massage you, and they'll jingle your package and all that just to tease you, just until you give it up. Then once you sign it over, they'll give you what you want, but then you leave there with nothing. I'm telling you, she had areas set up to where they could gamble, where the Anunnakis could come and gamble and all that. They could have drinks, beer, and they could do all types of the stuff, the brown stuff and the white powder substance. They could do all that here with Ishtar, right? So Ishtar wasn't no joke, man. I'm telling you. This is a little. They call this place Ishtar House of Horror, Pleasure, and Pain. They call this place Ishtar House of. That's what Zachariah Stitcher referred to it as. No, not Zachariah Stitcher. There was another doctor that we read the book, Dr. Diane Wicksteins. She said that they call this Ishtar House of Horror in the Inanna Return book, right? Well, you left here, when the man left here, they barely left with their drawers. They left there, they took them for everything they got when they went up in there, right? I'm telling you, man. They had the hookah lounge up in there. We just showed you the hookah lounge right here, right? We almost hit an hour. I'm trying to cover this last part where she took Inky for everything he got. All right, so Inky, there was a word was going around that men were getting that at this Ishtar House of Horror, that men were getting they soul to. I gotta say it like that. Hey, you know what I mean? They were getting their soul sucked out, and everything. And they left there broke and with nothing. They left there barely with their pants on, right? So Inky heard about it, and so he started his messenger, which is Ismook, the two-faced dude right here in the background. You see the two-faced dude We already talked about him. He got two faces. Enki's advisor. He's a son, like a Siamese twin with two heads, right? And Ismud, he summoned Ismud to go get Ishtar and bring him back to his pad, right? So Ishmud went got Ishtar and brought him back because he wanted to complain to her about why is all these Anunnakis coming back and all their stuff they been pretty much coming in there and they barely making it out. Some of them died up in there. Some of them was dying up in there, up in her thing. They killed them and took their soul. And you like they took their blood and used it as a ritual. I'm telling you, man, Ishtar was cold, right? So he summoned her. When she got there, she came in her high heels with a sundress, thick, fine. Brought her little dog with her little poodle. She turned them loose, like because Nino had a Rottweiler. Nanar had some of these dogs too. Because Nanar used to walk into the meetings with the dog, like Nino Brown with the Rottweiler. Just like that. They ain't make that up out of nowhere. That's how Nanar was. Nanar used to come in with the dog on the chain, on the leash, just like Nino did with the Rottweiler, right? And Ishtar did the same thing as her father. Used to come in with her little dog, then turn him loose. And it was a little mean looking lion crossbreed type dog. I'm telling you, man. So Ishtar went to meet up with Enki. When she got there with Enki, they started pouring drinks. And Ishtar was looking good, like thick, fine, had this sundress on. So Enki looking at her like, oh man. But now keep in mind, this is Enki's niece. Enki's great niece, right? It's Enlil's granddaughter, right? So and it's Halah's granddaughter as well. Halah's great granddaughter. Keep that in mind. Ishtar. So she got that bad side from her great granddaddy from Halah, right? Check this out. So she go. Isis in there flying around, showing. She even lift her skirt up one time during this meeting and show Enki her private parts. Like, I know you want this. Look at this. That's how bad she was, right? She didn't wear no drawers when she came over here to meet up with Enki because her whole plan was, I'm gonna take him for everything he got. I'm gonna take him for everything he got. She didn't wear no drawers under this sundress, lift her dress up and show Enki. Boy, then Enki was already gone then. Then they started drinking. And he was so into Ishtar. Ishtar kept on making them take drinks. Like, keep on drinking. Have another drink. Hey, pour him another drink. Pour him another drink. And another. So while Enki was so messed up, he was talking out the side of his neck, like, he was talking like this, slurring and stuff, right? So he wanted to get a piece of Isis, right? But Isis made him give over all his possessions before she gave him a piece. And he did it because he was drunk. He was drunk. He said, oh, I give you the keys. I give you the bowl. You can have it all. And Ismud was standing behind him. He don't drink, right? Ismud is standing behind him, but everybody was a couple more other guys in there drinking. But he's saying, man, this dude's giving her everything. He's giving her the keys. He's giving her to the information about all the wisdom that we got hidden. He giving her everything. He turning it over to Isis, right? I give you the keys to the kingdom, right? I give you. It's like he talking, right? He drunk in the mud. So after she get everything from him, Isis ended up. She said, "I want to make sure that I got this down." Isis said, "This is exactly what happened. Look," he said, "I want to make sure that I got this down. I want to make a list of everything you gave me, and I want you to sign off on it." So she made a list before she gave him a piece. She made a list of everything that he gave her and made him sign off on it. Ismail in the background, like, oh crap, what the heck is going on? This dude is drunk. This dude giving her everything, right? So they retrieved to bed, and then not only did Isis had a backup plan, Ishtar had a backup plan. She's like, I'm gonna get his seed too, so I can have a baby, And then if I can't take, if they come back on saying that this paperwork ain't good, I got a son by him, and he'll be the rightful heir to take Inky stuff. So she ended up laying down with him and got taking his seed. I got to say it like that, taking his seed, right? And go and taking all. Inky fell asleep drunk. Inky fell asleep drunk, and Ishtar left with all the stuff that he had gave her, all the keys, all of the books of knowledge, all the paperwork to the land and to all his part of the mining operation, his percentage in the mining operation, gave everything over to her, right? To his niece, right? This is like another picture of with her hat and how she looked, right? She was fine and stuff like that, right? Watch this. And keep in mind, this is Ishtar and Iset is the same person, right? They just had these people had different avatars, but actually she wasn't dark like she was. They were actually Anunnaki were kind of like a green. They were greenish tone like this, and they can when they started coming here, they turned a little blacker, right? This one, it's actually the same person. I said in Inanna, right? Ishtar is the same person. Actually, her name was Inanna. She become Ishtar once Ashtar command came to her pad, right? And she freaked them. She came. Ashtar command came to that Isis house of horror, and we'll get into that later on down the line in the story when Ashtar command got seduced by Isis, and they became really followers of her. And there's like a little statue of her right here. Okay, this is her right here. This is her. Now this lady right here, they said it was a lady, but we thought because of all the stuff that it said that Ishtar had a secretary or a handmaiden or a right hand lady, but I think this was her right hand lady was a cross dresser, a dude dressed like a woman, like she had like a gay dude as her assistant. I think Isis had a gay dude as her assistant, because the reason why I say that, because they say in one part she was a woman, and another part she was a man, and then another part she was like a man that had body parts. So I was like, dang, so what they trying to say? This was her right hand. You know, it's some women like that. They have their best friends be like a gay dude. You know what I'm saying? They best friend be a gay dude, because I believe that Ishtar had a gay dude as her assistant. I'm telling you, man, because like I ain't 100% sure on it, but I'm saying based on the information that I cover about this person, it seemed like they were a cross dresser or something. That this dude was a cross dresser, and that it was Enlil, that he was a dude because he was strong, but he had feminine ways. And Ishtar, this was Ishtar right hand guy, like his visor. Her visor was a gay dude. I'm thinking, man. Like we ain't got nothing against gay people, so we ain't making fun saying this to be that on gay people, man. We are saying we think that Ishtar, her assistant, was a gay dude, and that kind of like makes sense. She was in the fashion and all that, and this right here person was doing her clothes and all that. So like it just sound right to me, like how it goes, yeah, how it just line up. How this dude could have been a gay dude, her assistant. You know what I'm saying? But this dude right here is the one that this lady, because Ishtar referred to her as her lady friend. Like, so she was the one that was all the stuff that she got from. Look at how thick Ishtar is. You can tell how she was thick and fine. Look at her leg right here, and she had high heels on. She had that little dog with her, and she used to carry a whip, like a whip thing with her, a dog on a leash. And you remember Nino Brown used to carry like a little sword that he pulled out, he stabbed old boy in the arm with it, right? So yeah, man, let me see what else we got left before we go. Yeah, here go another picture of it, Ishtar. See her with the high heels on, got the line with the scorpion tail. And this hit the cross. I believe, like I say, I ain't 100% sure, but I believe this dude was her gay assistant, I believe. And I believe that there was the help of Ishtar. All right, so that she ended up getting pregnant by that night when she got Inky drunk. and she got his seed, and she birthed a son named Nergal. Nergal is Isis' son and Enki's son, right? We was under the impression that Nergal was a new son, because when Ariska Gale saw her messenger to go fetch him, they were talking about that it was she was saying that Anu was her father, and that she was going to fetch a new son. But later on we kind of find that he's Enki's son and Ishtar's son, right? He's Ishtar's son. So she ended up getting a son. So now she got, not only she got all his property and all his peace, all his control, all control that he had. She got an heir from him, her first son, Nergal, right? Who ended up going to the underworld and marrying her sister, right? Her older sister, Ariska Gale, right? Because these people interbreed with each other. All right, here's another picture, and if you look, you can see this dude, he's smoking a cigarette or something. He's smoking a cigarette. You got the smoke coming up right there. He's smoking a cigarette. Why? Because Isis used to smoke these long, she had to smoke cigarettes. She had this long, this cigarette with like a long straw, like a thing. You know how them old women back in the day used to have like this long straw thing, and they put the cigarette on the front and they smoke it. Well, that's what the thing Isis used to have. She used to have this long cigarette thing that she used to smoke, but this lady right here smoked too. They was already smoke going out with some smoke breaks and all that already. Y'all ain't doing nothing new, man. I'm telling you. Here's another picture of it right here. Right? Ishtar gonna be popping up a lot in this storyline. So we just showing you when she born and what she was doing, what she was capable of, and what she was about. You know what I'm saying? Taking over the game. She was about taking over the game. She even had a new crazy about her. She had a new Inky, like all the Anunnakis was crazy about. She started all the Anunnaki women's to win, not all of them, but the ones that wanted to seduce the men. She started them to win, showing their body more, showing more opening cleavage, and sometimes she even wear no drawers. At Ishtar, she didn't wear no drawers, and he used to go up and show her under stuff, right? Keep them legs shining out, right? And had them heels, them high heels on, to have you looking. And then she used to walk and make her behind jiggle like Jello. Bloom, 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 bloom. All the Anunnakis would be like, God, dog, right? When Isis walk by, a bloom, a bloom, a bloom. They like, God, dog, it must be Jello, because jam don't shake like that. That's what they be saying when Ishtar walk by. I'm telling you, it must be Jello, because jam, doggone, sure don't shake like that. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, he should go right here, right? With her, they pouring up some drink right here. Yeah, man. Well, we're gonna come back on that one. We're gonna come back on this part on part 8. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight, because we already behind. We're gonna probably do it tomorrow. So we'll be back tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna try to do that one early. Then I'm gonna get one out. Then I get another one out tomorrow night. We're about to get ready to get into the part where we go into when the humans start to be created, right? The humans get created, and then we go into Murdoch's wedding. We go into the birth of Damuzi, right? We start going into these different things. So, the storyline, the saga continues, man. The saga continues, right? So, like I say, hit that like button before you get out of here, man. We're gonna be back tomorrow with the next episode. Peace and harmony. Islam, Ashur, Shalom Aleichem. Divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu.